I feel like I have not seen you in so long.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the College Challenge recap. I cannot wait to get into this. We're gonna talk about 9 and 10. I really want to jump to 10, but first let's go ahead and talk about 9. We see that Jerica and the wine advances. Matt and Jordan goes home. That was an interesting elimination. But first, let me introduce Xavier. What's happening? Cam, what's happening? Welcome back to the recap.
Hello.
Yes, yes,
Hey guys.
yes, yes, yes. And I know this kind of odd. We on the Tuesday instead of Monday. Yesterday was a holiday. I want to give shout outs to all my veterans and those who have sacrificed their lives for our freedom. So big ups to them, and I'm glad we were able to enjoy that holiday. Did y'all enjoy y'all holiday?
Oh yes.
I enjoyed it for the most part. I was traveling, so I really didn't do
Oh,
much.
okay. Where did you go, Cam?
I went to Louisiana.
Okay, how far is that from where you at?
The place I went to about 3 hours.
Oh, that's not bad. That's like a down and back. So I've done that. Took a day trip and then come back. Those are always fun to take. So let's go ahead and get to it. What did y'all think about holding this plank up during for 10 minutes? And did your arms get sore?
I'm gonna let Xavier go first.
Yeah, I was sore. That was terrible for me. I think I was the only one on my team that dropped. Well, I didn't drop. I didn't drop. I just didn't have my hand fully on the plate, and that was the rule. The rule was like you had to keep your hand fully like flat on the plate. And like Kevin was my biggest op. Kevin, if you're watching this, you were my biggest op. Like the whole time, every like 5 seconds, he'd be like, "I don't think Xavier's doing it. I don't think Xavier's doing it." And then Drake finally told me to drop it. But low key, I will say, um, only having to do one was so much easier than having to do both. So I wonder, like, I probably could have just told my team, like, "Hey, if you're struggling, like, just drop like one that you don't need." Like if there's 6 people, I think there was 6 people or 7. Either way,
Right.
we could have broken off into like 2, 2, 3, where we're just holding up one hand, and that makes it easier for everyone rather than doing like two, because you didn't have to keep both hands up in order to proceed. You just had to keep one. Um, but yeah, I it was terrible. I was like sorority girl squatting like the whole time like this, just so yeah.
Well, Cam, what was did you struggle or what was your reaction doing that?
Okay, so I was definitely struggling. At first, it was okay, but then as time went on, like you don't be knowing, we can't even like call for a time check, so we don't even
Right.
be knowing like how long our arms are really up there. So of course, you saw me having a mini breakdown, but it was just because I was getting irritated with my arm, and I don't even think my arm was like even bent. So for production to be like, Jada, Cam, drop your arm, that really pissed me off. But me and Jerica was sticking on, like I was checking on her, she was checking on me. I was not dropping that other arm. But it was just the irritation of still having my arms up.
And then that puzzle, man. I mean, blindfolded, you got 100 people talking at once. I thought that puzzle was actually interesting. You have Jordan on one end, blindfolded, and then the other person that was blindfolded was it wasn't the one. Was it
Devontae. Yeah.
Devontae. So I thought that was interesting. What do y'all think y'all made the right choice by choosing those to be blindfolded?
Well, I think I did because my team won. um,
Okay. I feel like, well, I love Jordan down, but I honestly feel like we should have had Jerica do that puzzle, because as we seen, Jerica is that puzzle queen. She would have got it. And then like this block is the same block that we did on my rookie season, and she got it automatically, like in within seconds. So I definitely feel like she would have had it, and I feel like we would have won. But yeah, I think that's the only thing I would have changed. Just had Jerica
I
do
mean,
the.
but I don't know because do you think she would have did good, especially being blindfolded?
I think so. But
Because this
honestly,
is
we should
different.
have one person talking instead
Yeah,
of everybody.
I have a, if but my confusion was like, if Jericho did know that puzzle well, why didn't Jericho just be like, "Hey, everybody, be quiet," like, and like her
Because
and like Jordan work on one on one?
nobody was listening to each other.
That's
We
Right,
just
fair.
kept talking to each other. Like we just
right,
kept.
because everybody was talking, and I'll be like, well,
I don't know. I
everybody
was on the
kind of,
floor, so I was on
yeah,
the
because
floor. Justin speaking.
everybody could have just had one person speak and say, okay, this is how you do the puzzle to go, let it go by faster. But it seems like everybody was talking at once, which would cause a lot of confusion. Because if I'm
Yeah,
behind that, and I'm blindfolded, I'm telling y'all, look, I need one person to talk. I need everybody else to shut up. You know what I mean?
it was.
That's what I was saying. So,
It was
and
towards the end. Everybody was like, "Okay, we need to be quiet." Me, I didn't say nothing that whole challenge. I don't even know how to do this. I don't know how to do the cube, so I'm not fit to help. Well, I like that, but I'm not fit to create more.
you pull the Jason, it's like I'm just gonna see if I can
I was
skate
just like,
through.
"Okay, you're doing a good job. Just keep going." I no, I was. That was all you getting out of me for real.
Well, this challenge was actually challenging because after that, everybody started to talk. We had I'm sorry, I'm going blank, but the elimination was formed. We had Jordan and Matt going against Davon and Jericho. That was actually an interesting elimination. That actually could have gone either way. It was this elimination was more of a luck game. What did y'all? How did y'all feel about the two teams that were going in? I mean, four people that went in to the elimination this episode.
Okay, my take on it. Sending Jericho and Dewan in was gonna be an automatic thing because of
Yes,
what transpired beforehand.
right,
So my mind, I was set on wanting to vote for them, but I believe our alliance really changed it up like kind of last minute. But the word or the name that was going around was Matt. So Matt was gonna automatically like get voted in.
okay,
But we just didn't know what girl to choose to go with Matt. I didn't really necessarily want to say Jordan's name because me and Jordan like said that we if we do hear each other's name, was going to give us a heads up. But
right.
I wasn't hearing Jordan's name. So right when we were going into the deliberation to vote for who we wanted to vote for, um, they was like Jordan. But then, like once we're going into the deliberation, we can't really talk anymore. We gotta like sit there and just start going into like our vote and all that stuff. So I didn't have the opportunity to be like, Jordan, I'm gonna have to say your name." So that's kind of the mindset of what we were doing. But technically, if we could, this sounds so bad. If we would have played it smart, we should have done Matt and Jerica and Dewan and Jordan or something like that
Mm.
because we just sent two quote unquote duos together into elimination. So one duo is gonna go home, but if we wanted to be smart and really get our lick back, we should have switched it.
Yeah. I
No
mean,
harm
Uh,
feelings
I.
to everybody. But yeah.
What happened?
I was saying no harm feelings
uh,
to everybody.
right. It's
That's
because it's just game. Xavier, what's your
yeah.
thoughts going into this deliberation?
So going into deliberation, I was really nervous because I don't okay. Based off my gameplay, of course, like looking back at it, I've betrayed like four people in a row. Okay. I will say like Matt, Jordan, Stephen Brady all thought I was working with them. So like I wasn't upset necessarily because I knew I had to do it, and going into the game I knew I was gonna work with the DMP side anyway. But I just felt bad. I felt bad. I because not in a game sense, but more so in like a personal sense. I didn't want anyone to like take it personal. And of course, it's my first like real like legit LRG, right? So
Mhm.
like I don't know how people are gonna act, and I already grew this like friendship with like Jordan, like and all of that, and I was just really nervous based off of that. But I knew once I heard that we were gonna do Matt and Jordan, I was like, okay, I guess like I'm not gonna switch it up now. I already stuck with them. And there was no way I was gonna vote in Kim and Choice. So we're just chilling in the deliberation, and then I think Jordan and Culper or Jordan and Dewan like spoke up to me, and they were like, "Oh, Xavier, like you have the power or whatever." Um, and what they didn't show, I don't know if they had this on recording, but what they didn't show is after Steven and Brady's elimination, we all went inside to go eat, I believe. And while we were doing that, everyone who was in the survivor side pulled me into the dining room while everyone who was on like the DMP side was in the like kitchen or whatever. And we were in the dining room and they were like, X, like we're not upset at that move, but you still can like work with us, blah blah blah. And that's why like Matt kind of has this confessional of him saying like I never doubted X like just because he's young, blah blah blah. Because I think I made a comment that was like just because I'm young, like y'all came to me, because I did feel like I get like I get not going to Clay, I get not going to Cam and Choice because Cam and Choice are never gonna turn on each other. But it's like you
Mhm.
could have went to Jada, you could have went to Devonte, and like you chose to go to me, which is fine. Thank you for giving me the option. I'm grateful for the option. But they did pull me into the dining room and tell me about that plan, and I was like, yeah, of course. Like I'm listening to you. Like I'll work with you. Blah blah blah. And then of course I had to fucking vote them in. But I just knew it was gonna get not necessarily messy, but I was just gonna have to betray two more people after betraying two people beforehand, and it was a lot of betraying on my part, a lot of blood on my hands, and yeah. So
Yeah, there you go. We have that interesting deliberation. I thought it was interesting, where it's been chaotic. I mean, it's been chaotic all season long. So you never know going into these deliberations which way it's gonna go. Because one thing you could have somebody in mind, and then it's somebody totally different. Because I was just like, well, it's we don't know, you know. So it's I think it's interesting. So we see Matt and Jordan go against what's his name? Jerica
Vaughn and
and
Jericho.
Dewan. So my brain is tired. So I thought that was an interesting elimination where they had to roll the dice, and it was a chance of luck. And unfortunately, the luck did not go Matt and Jordan's way. It went Jerica and Dewan. And I'm just like, can we just get rid of them already with Jerica and Dewan? So they're back in the game. So are y'all like, oh Lord, we got to deal with them? But hey, on the bright side, we're gonna throw them in every time. So is that what y'all main focus was when you saw the outcome of the elimination?
Um, during the actual, I just hit my elbow. No, okay. Um, sorry, that hurt. Wait, my funny bone. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Now during that elimination, nobody was really cheering for anybody during the
yeah,
elimination because of
Mm-hmm.
where everybody really stood with each other. But
Mm-hmm.
when Dewan and Jericho got that final role and they won, I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed. I was so mad. I was like, dang, because I was expecting Jordan and at least Jordan like to come back, whatever. But I'm not gonna lie, I was upset and I was just like, damn, well, each time we do this voting situation, y'all are gonna go in. So like, I mean, y'all just gonna have to
yeah,
fight for your lives because it's the game move they made. So
yeah. I was
and
happy. Oh,
not to when we were doing that voting and Dewan was like, oh, I feel like I can take him. I really wish people
Yeah.
would like stop trying to underestimate me because I might be small, but I know a little few things. So people saying, "Oh, I think I can take him," or you can't get your shots because you can't take me.
I like his
oh.
confidence. I like it. I like it. I like it. Xavier.
I was happy that Dewan and Jerica won only because I felt more number one, I felt more comfortable beating Dewan over Culper. But number two, I had just betrayed like Culper and Jordan. And I had already I didn't it's not that I built a connection with Jerica and Dewan, but Jerica had a chance to throw me in and she threw Clay in over me. And so I was just like, okay, like maybe there's some sort of like redeemable path rather than like Culper and Jordan, who I just voted in. and like betrayed and like lied to straight up. So I was happy about that. Um, yeah.
That, I cannot wait because now we get ready to transition into episode 10 because we got to talk about this mini final. You already know you made the mini final. What are y'all thoughts going into this mini final?
I was hyped. I was waiting. I wanted to make the mini final because low key, I'm not gonna lie, and this is no shade towards production at all. So I hope it doesn't transpire like that. But like the way the season was like planned out, we were like working in teams, and there was basically I don't think there was a single time that we were competing like individually for dailies, except for like that like sumo in the water, but still we were basically on a team. And so like you can see in past dailies, like in the trivia, I stayed up all the way. In the episode 9 daily, I was the one who ran twice for our team. Like I always wanted, I just love competition. So when he announced that like the team twist was over and we made the mini final, I was like finally, because I just wanted, not only did I want to be able to prove myself, but I also know I thrive in final like challenges, like multiple stages, like multiple things, because I especially like eating, because I have a mindset that like if I'm competing, I'll do whatever it takes to win. So like when it came to the eating, I was like bet. So I was really excited for that, and I was just really excited to show everybody that like I wasn't this like weak layup who's just been like following Cam and Clay all season. And I feel like up until like the most recent episodes, I feel like that's what was portrayed of me, that like I just kind of followed them like in the alliance. So yeah.
Cam?
Okay, so going into the mini final, like once they announced that the twist was over, now it's like individual mini final. I was so happy because I was tired of being in a team. For one, and then I was just like, after the mini final is the final. Like you just have to get through the mini final, and like the mini final is just a taste of a final, I guess. So like, I was like, I was just excited because the season before with the most season, I made it to the mini final and I ended up getting second place. So I was like, if I just do what I did last time and just win it, I got it. But did I know that everybody was gonna be fucking? I don't know. I feel like everybody was just so fast with doing everything, and I was just, I don't know. I was
But
just
wait a minute, because I would dive into this, man, because she was like, no, I'm not eating that. No, and no, I'm not eating that. So the eating challenge, because me, honestly, personally, I don't think I could do it. I may attempt it, but if my body rejects it, I know good and well I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you like at that point, do you think you were like defeating? It's like I ain't finna do all this, bump all this, DQ me out of this uh eating challenge.
no, I didn't feel defeated only because like when it comes to the eating challenges, I thrive. Like I don't care what it is, but with this egg, you crack it open, and I'm just like, okay, I cracked
Yo,
whatever. The yolk was so hard. It was
you
not
could
like a regular.
see the beak. There was beak.
Yes, you can
There
see the
was like
the veins, everything. So I'm eating. I crack it open. I'm eating the yolk. So I'm like, oh, this yolk kind of hard or whatever. But when I flipped it over, I saw eyes, and the fetus dropped to the table. So I was like, oh, y'all want us to eat this? I was like, what is this? Like, this is not my culture. Like, I don't, that's nasty.
I
But overall, like, with the eater challenges, I'm gonna eat in the eater challenges. So, like, I didn't necessarily chew on that bird. I just swallowed the whole thing. And then I just had to drink the juice. But the juice, it was so nasty. And it was like
it was
dried up
yummy.
bean. So, like, it
It
was
was
like
yummy.
hard. Ugh. But overall, I was really just mad because I saw a pair of eyes looking back at me. Like that's what psyched me out. If I didn't see the eyes, or if it wasn't like a dead bird up in there, I would have been fine. But if I'm looking at you, you looking at me, what's going on? And I have to eat you. Okay, God. Okay, nah. It was just too much. It was just too much.
What honestly, like when I got very lucky because I cracked the egg and it popped out, and so the whole egg just was like in my hand. Like I didn't have to break it apart and like dig into the egg to get like part of the pieces. Like it just came out fully for me. And so I looked at it and I was like, well, production wouldn't give it to us if it'll make us sick.
Yeah.
So I put it in my mouth and I ate it. It took me like 10 seconds to eat it. And then the drink, I'm not gonna lie, it really just tasted like tuna fish.
It was literally tuna water. That's
And that
it.
was
But it
Tuna
and
water.
it
Okay.
tasted good. Like I like
I'll look that up.
if you were watching it, I like midway through drinking, I was like, mayonnaise. Like it tasted so good. I liked it. I liked it.
Well, I thought people throwing up, so I know a lot of people. Clay over said, "I ain't doing this, man." He said, "F all this." He said, "I'm gonna just sit off to the side and chill." I was cracking up over that, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm done." So he's like, "I'm gonna accept my fate and just go into elimination," because that's how I would have felt. I'd have been like, "I'm just gonna go in elimination. I'm not even gonna try." And so you go jump. Xavier go jumps in the water. I don't know how cold this water is because it sounds like it's between 20 to 30 degrees in this water. Is that a good estimate of how cold that water was?
I'm not gonna lie. For me, it was just adrenaline. Like for as soon as I finished like eating, which first of all, by the way, let me clear up. There was mad people saying how I like cheated or whatever, and like I didn't finish my drink and like I ran. Which first of all, it's very shown that it was all in my mouth and production told me to go. If production felt like I wasn't finished, they would have told me to go. So Sivo, that's for you, Sivo. But yeah, I ran down and I instantly jumped in. I wasn't worrying about like the warmth of the water or the temperature of the water. I
But
can't
it
tell you
actually slowed you down, I felt, because I saw you kind of slow down in the water.
in the water, the only thing that made me slow down was the fact that I had the balls in my hand, so I had to like swim like this. That's what slowed me down.
Mm-hmm.
But actually swimming, I was able to just go all the way, and I was like, big rookie shit. I took the balls and I was like, oh shit, this is slowing me down. So I had to like doggy paddle all the way back with it. But yeah.
Oh, but I mean, do you think that
the water was cold.
Cam, before you ask that, I'm sorry, I went to introduce this one. Do you think that cost you? Because I mean, as it was shown on TV, it looked like people were catching up to you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I made it. I was pretty far from Jason and Devante. And even then Jason had to go back because he forgot to place his thing. So I had a good like minute, I'd like to say, minute or minute like 20
Mm-hmm.
for the scramble. My problem was the fact that when I got out of the water and I ran to the checkpoint, water kept dripping on my whiteboard and kept dripping on my marker. So they didn't show it, but there was like 30 seconds of me trying to write it, like write down my answers, and it was like filled with water, which granted, it didn't cost that didn't end up costing me it because I still didn't know the word. But that's why when the first time I checked it, it only had like the first word and like I didn't have the second and third because I think it was Kevin who was on production. Kevin was just like, just say the word out loud. But I wasn't, due to like me being wet and it was dripping on the whiteboard, I wasn't able
Right.
to. So that costed me like 35 seconds because I was pissed. I was yelling at the marker. I was yelling. I was like, oh my God. But they ended up catching up. But I did have a lead. I definitely didn't slow down at one point. I just kept on like full speed going. The part that they caught me on was the scramble, and I just didn't know the word. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Cam, what was you saying?
I was just saying the water was really cold. So like that slowed majority of us down. Especially like me and Dewan. Yeah, that really I'm not gonna speak for him. For me, it was cold. That's why you saw me inching in there inch by
Mm-hmm.
inch. Because last time I jumped in the water, I went into shock. So that's what the pace that I went.
So is that a good guesstimate about between 30 and 20 degrees, or was it lower temperatures than that?
It felt lower, but it probably around 20, 30.
It's
Because
probably like
like
12:30. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense then. So Jason actually ended up winning this round. And what are you going through your minds when Jason wins? Are you thinking, okay, do I got to face elimination? Or what's going through your mind when you see Jason win this round?
Do you want to go first? Or
You can go. Because I
I was
can't.
so mad. I was so mad. Oh my god, I was mad because number one, I was this close from winning my first like Dre Media Challenge. This close from making the final. I think it was what like 15 seconds, 10, 15 seconds. Like literally, it was so annoying that Jason just went and beat me. And then to make it even worse, I said check and everything was right, and I was like yay. And I turn around and there's all the eliminated people cheering like blah blah blah, and I'm like I was so mad. I was so mad. I thought for a second that I was able to convince Jason like it I whenever I just how my mind works, especially in games like these, is whenever I'm at a fault, I purposely don't have a strategy so I can just adapt to the situation like immediately. And so I immediately went to Jason. I was trying everything. Cam, I never told you this, and I don't know if Jason's told you this, but I'm sorry if you feel betrayed by what I'm about to say. I went up to Jason and I was like, "Listen, like I got second in the mini final. Like you're gonna want me like on your team in the final." I was like, "Please just don't do me." And I forgot what exactly he said to me, but I think he said something along the lines of, "I feel good competing against anyone here," and then walked away. And that's why when we were lined up, I was crying. I was so upset. I was so upset because I think I already knew that Jason was going to throw me in, and I didn't want to go into elimination. So I was tearing up. I was so upset that he won.
I had okay when we were done and we were like sitting down and the girls were going. I had sat next to Jason. Now I was trying not to make it noticeable, like what I was about to ask, but I just sat down and I was like, "So Jason, how you feeling? Like, is everything okay?" And he was like, "Well, Xavier just came up to me. He was like, he wants me to save him, but I'm not saving him. I'm not gonna choose him." I was like, "Oh." So then Xavier was like 2 inches away from me, and I went to Xavier, and I was just like, I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know, like what's going on. I was just like, oh, whatever, like no. But he told me he was like, yeah, I'm not gonna save Xavier, and I was just like, well, there's only 2 more people. Like I don't know what's gonna happen because you still have Dewan and you still got Devontae. So I didn't know where his head at right then
Right,
and there. I didn't know what he was gonna do because he didn't tell me
right.
that he was gonna pick me either.
Right, right. So, I mean, when Jason had the opportunity to save, he called your name going to the final and Devontae. So we already know y'all three are secured, and we know Xavier, you did not get saved. You, DeWine, go into elimination, with Clay, because Clay did not complete the eating challenge. Clay was like, I'm just gonna go ahead, go in elimination and call it a day, and I'm gonna be fine with that. So I thought that was interesting. But I give Clay his prop. I think he's gonna probably make it to final anyway. Or Xavier, I expect you to kind of come out on this one too. If y'all two can go, because I'm assuming that this next episode, one person is gonna get eliminated and 2 people are going to the final. So I'm expecting technically Xavier and Clay move on to the final. And then I definitely want to talk about the girls here in a minute because they were the most entertaining out of the 2 groups that went, especially with a lot of the drama that they had with the each challenge. I definitely want to talk about that. Too bad I can't have none of him on right now because I want to hear it because this eat challenge was almost the death of people. Nadia like, I ain't no, I ain't doing all that. No, I gotta do what now? No, and I gotta no. I
I
go
just
into elimination.
they were so like okay. The
There
eating
was
challenge
drama.
was dramatic, but they were so dramatic. Like they were
Yes.
so dramatic. We literally
Cam,
no,
Cam.
I wasn't doing that. I ate my food. I sucked it up and ate it. Nadia and them, like when we
Yeah.
turned over, we was looking, we saw Nadia walking off. We was like, did she just quit?
Yeah. She was like,
We
I'm
was like,
done.
what are you doing? I was so mad when I saw her walk away. And then it was just like everybody was just like, I don't know. I feel like that was the most dramatic thing that ever happened this season. Seriously. It was just too much going on.
Nadia was sitting there negotiating. She said, I'll go into elimination and fight it out. I ain't doing this. This is not me. No, no, I'm done. So, I love it. I love every second of it because Jericho was like, I don't know about this one. And she was throwing stuff up. And I was just sitting there like, I couldn't do it. I don't know if I would have been able to do it. So I feel for them, but it was entertainment to see the drama side of the women come out. But we know Jordan though, not Jordan, Jordan, she was cold with it. She said, I'm finna make
No,
this happen.
she surprised everybody because like when she came out the water, she didn't look tired or exhausted, nothing. She was just walking, and like when she walked past me, I said, "Girl, you was a bad thing." I said, "You was a bad thing," and I was just cheering her on because I was really proud of her. Like this was the first challenge that we saw that individually you saw everybody how everybody can do by themselves, and like she pushed through. Like that's one strong girl, and I was proud of her.
Yeah, she definitely did her thing because she was, and then she finished. I said, "Whoa!" I said, "This girl on fire!" And this round right here. So it was definitely interesting to see some of the strongest ones kind of fumbled on this one. But I'm interested to see what Nadia does in the elimination round because she said, "Hey, I'll go. You convinced him," and she was sitting there negotiating. I said, "This
Mhm.
girl is negotiating. Let them move forward." Put me in the limit. I know she fell on the sword. So bravo to you, Nadia, for suck it up and say I'm gonna go into the elimination and fight it out. So I expect her to come back to the final. I mean, make the final. So for the women's side, I know Jordan picked Paddock and Jada. Jada was right there neck and neck. I got to give her props because she did her thing in that mini final, and Paddock did too. So I'm interested to see them because I mean Paddock and Jada they advanced, so they in the final. So far the 6 people that are in the final is Jason, Cam, Devontae, Jordan, Paddock, and Jade on the women's side, and then everybody else is in the elimination round. Jericho, Choice. I gotta give Choice her props too because she did her thing, even though she did not. She had a longer time to finish. She did her
Mhm.
thing, so she fought through and she stuck through it, and she ended up finishing, even though it was over with. They said it's over with, so you come on, get changed, you know, get dried, and all that. So big ups to Choice. So I expect that's gonna be. I think that is going to be the that's going to be the pay-per-view event. Is that final? I mean that elimination round with the guys. I expect the same. I think Clay and Xavier should come out top on that. If not something wrong with that picture. And then on the women's side, I need. I don't even want to see Jericho no more. I want to see Nadia and I want to see Choice come out on top on that. So I'm rooting against Jericho. Jericho, you got to go. You the weakest link. Goodbye. So don't take that personally though. But I'm rooting for the other girl. So I'm expecting those two to move on. So what did y'all feel about that? Y'all over there cracking up. Okay.
Well, well, thank you. Um, yeah, going into the elimination, I already felt defeated. But I knew I was gonna give like 100% of my effort. I mean that's why I was crying, to be honest. My like mindset was never touch elimination at all, and the second I do touch elimination, it feels like I think I was more so defeated by the fact that I lost by like 15 seconds, like 15 seconds away from making the final, all because I couldn't.
Xavier, let me stop you there. And I don't mean to interrupt, but you ran in a sporting race, man. You know how difficult them things are. And by you losing this and going to the limits, I wouldn't have been tripping off this. Say, shoot, I've been there, done that. This, I got this. You know
Well,
what I
no, I
mean?
ran the Spartan
So,
race after this season. This was like
okay, after the
I
season. Okay.
yes, but also I just didn't like I just felt defeated because I had lost that mini final. It was more so that. Now I that does not mean I'm not going to put 100% effort into the elimination. Next week you're gonna see, I'm not spoiling anything, but my mindset going into it is like, I got this. But I was upset beforehand just because I was so close from like not only winning the mini final but making the final. And if I would have won, I would have saved Cam and Devontae, and then the three of us like would have made it to the final, and we wouldn't have to, the only person we'd have to worry about winning elimination is Clay. And so I just, not only did I feel like I let myself down, but I felt like I let my alliance down in that aspect. Even though Cam and Devontae didn't end up going into elimination, I was just really, it's also just an ego thing. Like I was so close from winning like that mini final in my rookie season. But yeah,
that should have light of fuel on your behind. So, and it's like, man, bump this. I'm finna take this. I've been like, look, this is mine to take. I'm taking it. Bump y'all. I don't care about that elimination. Who? Elimination.
Yeah, but
who?
but going into elimination, I was mad confident. That's all I can say until next week.
Right. So, Cam, you in the driver's seat now, man. You what? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? You excited? Delighted? What's up?
I was excited. Just going back to it, like when Jason was picking people, like when he picked that last person, which was me to save to go to the final, I literally was not expecting it. Like my heart was pounding when he was like Cam, like literally, like everything froze. And I'm like, I just immediately started breaking down because like the whole season I've been fighting, trying to get to a final. And then not only that, like the whole season was dedicated. Well, I was dedicating the whole season to my grandma.
Grandmother, right?
He had just passed away. So like literally everything that I was doing, it was just like she was motivating me to keep going. So like that's what brought all like the emotions. And then it's my first final. In 3 seasons, it took me 3 seasons to get to a final. But I was just so like I was so happy. But on the flip side, seeing Choice having to go into the elimination, really like, okay, so that I think I even started crying even more because I was like, oh, my girl is in the elimination. Like, no, I really wanted like I wanted us in there. So like and then we can't see the elimination. So we don't know what's the outcome is gonna be. So it was just like my girl, she's fighting for her life, but at the same time, I just made it to the final. So like I have to go in and win. So I was just happy. I was crying all night. And
I'm glad not walk off like you did season 7 that season. I'm glad you didn't walk off like you did the last season where you was going to the elimination. But this time, if you would have walked off, it would have been in for a happy, joyful moment. So I'll just tease you on that because I remember first time you got put in, you walk off and go upstairs.
No, because I was mad. I was blindsided because I didn't know people was thinking about saying my name or like going. I was like, hold on, and it was the first elimination too. So I was like, guys, I'm not a threat. Please, like, don't do this. Like, my hands are up. I'm begging you. But no, that's why I was mad, and I was like, you know what? If I would have went home that first, like if I went home first on that middle season, I'm telling you, I was not coming back for nothing. I would have not been here for this season right here. I swear to God. If I would have went first, I was not doing another season.
And it definitely paid off.
He says that every season.
Right.
No, I quit every season.
Yeah, he said, I'm done.
Every time we wrap up, I'll be like, okay, guys,
I'm done. Yes, retiring. He's retired. He said, I ain't getting no more cold water, no nothing. I just want the final. That's it. So we definitely have it. I can't wait to see this elimination. This is a night elimination, so this is definitely going to be interesting. Who will come out on top? Will it be Xavier? Will it be Clay? Will it be DeWine? Or will it be on the women's side, Jerica, Choice, or Nadia? Y'all know where I stand with all that. So I'm rooting for the people. So, you know who I'm rooting for. So I'm interested to see what this is going to come. Cam, I'm going to go to you since you don't really know what's going to happen in this particular final. You know who wins in the end because it's already took place, but you can't give nothing away. So are we gonna be surprised who goes back into the house?
Yes. And I'm going with it.
He gonna say yes, and he gonna leave it like that, and that's how we gonna leave it. We gonna leave it up in the air. Next week, hopefully, we have some more people on. I know it's a holiday; it was kind of off, so I'm definitely going to be reaching out to y'all. I cannot wait to see this final. The people who are eliminated, be prepared to come on the show because we don't need to talk to y'all because this is the last time we're gonna talk. So please. Be advised, I'm coming for you. So eliminated people, come on, because we need to talk to you. Okay. So Becky was not able to join us this evening because she was not feeling well. So Becky, we will see you back next week. Gentlemen, how can we get in touch with you?
You want to go first?
You can go.
Hey y'all. Y'all can find me on Instagram, shadow.xavier, SHADXW.XAVIERRR. So yeah. Big X. It's always gonna be big motherfucking rookie. Unless I return. Then it's big motherfucking vet. But yeah, thank you.
You can find me on Instagram at ridiculously Cam. And if you guys want to listen to my podcast, you can find Speaking with Cam on Spotify.
Speaking with Cam on Spotify, and I ain't got no invite yet, so we gotta be speaking with Cam on Spotify. So Cam, I'm inviting myself. So
no, never partner up with Cam. He had a little music journey, and I partnered up with him as a rapper, and that went nowhere. We got a platinum record sitting in the library right now.
No, we
it's funny. I'm coming on your show. I'm just inviting myself. You can reach me at For the Love of the Challenge. We should be coming back on because I know the new season is right around the corner. I cannot wait to season challenge. I think that's what 41 or 40 something around there. 41.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait. It's going to be a ball, and I am still on the Cautious Challenge. I am your host. Until next week, peace.
Peace.
Let me end this.